March. No Jamal Murray, no Christian Brown, no problem for the Denver Nuggets as they outlast the Warriors here and really control the game. And they come in here and still a victory that improved to 5-4 in the month of March and snapped the Warriors' 7-game winning streak. By the way, the Nuggets have won 9 straight against the Golden State Warriors and 12 of their last 13 against the Dubs. It's been since March 10th of 2022 since the Warriors have won a regular season game against Denver, and they're going to have to quick turn around and forget about this one as we welcome everybody to Toyota Warriors post-game live with the Hall of Famer Chris Mullin, NBA champion Festus Ezeli. I am Bonte Hill, and the Nuggets came in here to play. They worked hard. Aaron Gordon, a local kid, with 38 big ones here. MPJ. How about Russell Westbrook with a triple-double? What a shocker here at Chase.
I mean, this was a St. Patty's Day miracle, the St. Patty's Day luck of the Irish for the Denver Nuggets. Russell Westbrook tonight was the story of the night. This is Russell Westbrook, MVP from Oklahoma City Thunder, that came in here with his energy and really willed the Denver Nuggets to a big win. Aaron Gordon was phenomenal throughout the night. This was a battle of the bigger, stronger Denver Nuggets going against the Golden State Warriors. I think the Warriors had this thing that when Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic were out for the night, you just have this human tendency to let your guard down. And tonight they started off the game. They never got into rhythm because they started turning the ball over. The rebounds, they were giving up extra possessions. And then you missed 12 free throws on a night like this. All the things were going wrong in addition to not making shots from the three-point line, and that's what you have.
Yeah, Aaron Gordon put on the show. He had a great game, 38 points. Michael Porter Jr. stepped up with 21. And then Russell Westbrook, I thought his compete level was incredible. He had a triple-double. And then their role players. I thought the Denver Nuggets did a really good job playing within themselves. They built that 12-point lead and really never relinquished that. I think that was key. The Warriors cut it to 3. But they built it back up and really maintained that lead, made some clutch shots. But I thought Aaron Gordon, he was a monster tonight. He had a huge game.
He played like a grown man, down low, he hit some threes. He's shooting over 44.5% from the three-point line this season. That's second in the league if he qualified due to all the games he's missed due to injuries here. But again, he's shooting 44.5% from 3, so he can hit that shot. We've seen it before with the Denver Nuggets when they went on that championship run. Gordon shot 40% from 3 during that stretch. So let's pick it up at the end of the third quarter. What are your Warriors are trying to get back into it? Again, they were down 12 at the half. And they were trying to itch back into it, down 9, crowds getting back into it. Buddy Hield from the top of the key, 3. It's a great look, but he misses there. And that was just a type of night for the Golden State Warriors as they go 8 for 33 from the three-point line, shooting just 24% from the perimeter. Then Chanchar with a big shot there to give the Nuggets another 12-point lead. And we know the Warriors' record when trailing after 3. They now dropped to 3-23 when trailing after the third quarter. Fezzi fell here. Butler trying to will him back in. Moses Moody, tough move right here. Warriors trying to itch back into it. Fezzi fell.
Well, at this point of the game, the Warriors were not making shots, so they go to their defensive lineup. Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green lead this lineup. Obviously, GP2 as well. Just really trying to get something going physically. You see Draymond doing his best impression right there of Steph Curry trying to get to the rim. And even you see he sees the open floor getting over there.
Wide open
floor. As soon as he sees it, he just turns the jets on. Look at Draymond trying to get to the rim. All these right here are the Warriors trying to climb back into the game, but it was just a little too late, Bonte.
And they had to call Bonte Hill full timeout there.
Yes. Full.
Reorganized, but here, out of the timeout, big-time basket by Aaron Gordon. A little step back in the paint there. And Bonte, we mentioned before the game, this Denver Nuggets team, you know, one of the best offensive teams in the league, I thought they really played their system. They still got 32 assists, you know, without Jokic and Murray. They made 14 made threes. They made 14 free throws. So I thought they did a really good job of maintaining their composure and playing to their identity, even though they're out there without their stars. And I thought they probably came into this game, let's try and keep it close, see if we can steal it. But when they built that 12-point lead, I think they gained their confidence. And then we saw those big baskets by Aaron Gordon. He's the one that really put them over the top.
No doubt. We saw the score there, 97-94 with the Warriors down 3. They went on a 15-3 run, and Denver responded with the 9-2 run of their own, helped by Aaron Gordon, the local kid from Archbishop Mitty. He's a baller. Went to Arizona. I once covered a high school game of his, Mooley and Fezzi, where he went 1 of 13 from the free throw line. Well, he's worked so hard over the course of his NBA career to work on his jumper. You see him go 6 of 6 from the free throw line tonight, 14 of 23. We wondered, where's the scoring going to come from tonight for the Denver Nuggets? Well, you know what? Aaron Gordon with 38 big ones. 3 shy of a career high.
I mean, that shot looks so much better than a few years ago when the Warriors saw them in the playoffs. Aaron Gordon is proving right now why he is a huge X factor for the Denver Nuggets. He's been up and down a little bit with injuries, but even still, being in this game tonight with no Nikola Jokic, he really put the Superman cape on. And from the three-point line, he was phenomenal. But inside the paint, just finishing over the smaller guys, taking advantage all night long of that small lineup they kept putting on him.
Yeah, and you can tell now the Nuggets play their stars a lot of minutes. But if you're getting production from Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray, and Nikola Jokic, all of a sudden you don't have to worry about that depth as much. So tonight's performance by Aaron Gordon, that's not, they don't need 38, but that's the type of performance they're going to need from Gordon and Porter Jr. When Jokic and Murray are back to make a deep playoff run.
Okay, so I said this before the game started. The playoffs are coming, right? Mm-hmm. And every team right now is trying to figure out what their rotation are. The Denver Nuggets, they're 25th in the league in bench depth and bench points per game. But the guys on the bench are clearly talented. Guys are still waiting for their turn, trying to get into the rotation for the playoffs. And you saw that Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, these guys were the stars of the game. But the bench still came in. You saw big plays. Peyton Watson, getting big blocks, defensive stops. These are all the things that you're going to see from teams going down the stretch right now. This is a very physical game for the Warriors. And the Warriors, Chanchar, coming into the game, hitting big shots. These are all the things that the guys are trying to find ways that they can get into the rotation. But as you're going down the stretch, there's going to be a lot of physical games like this for the Warriors to come back and win.
And Billy, this is why I think Aaron Gordon's the ultimate X factor for not only the Denver Nuggets, but the entire Western Conference. He can help lead. Well, Jokic is the leader of that team. We know that he's the MVP. But his ability to guard guys like Jimmy Butler, Jonathan Kuminga, GP2, guards, bigs. Aaron Gordon's an X factor in the entire Western Conference, I believe.
No question, because he has the ability to put up games like this. As you said, he could also defensively guard the opponent's best player. But to Fezzi's point, to me, look, X factor, I think you have to have him at that level with Porter Jr., with Jokic and Jamal Murray, and Christian Brown has to play at a certain level too. Then you can get into the bench and on a given night get something. But those players on the bench have not consistently done it. And Fitz said it pregame. On a given night, a bench player can do that, but can they do it consistently in a playoff series? That's going to be the big question for the Nuggets.
And then you get to Michael Porter Jr., who played huge. They hit a big three in the fourth quarter over Buddy Hield. Shot clock running down. He went 3 of 10 from the three-point line, but 21 points, 10 rebounds. And this is the type of ability he has, Michael Porter Jr. This is why some people in Denver gets frustrated with his inconsistencies, because he could put together nights like this on a consistent basis.
Well, this was not his most efficient night either, Bonte and Festus, but he still had a good game. You see the 7 for 18, just 3 of 10 from 3. But he has the ability, because of his 6'11" size, to shoot. As you mentioned, that one 3-point shot was highly contested. He can make tough shots. I think with Michael Porter Jr., ideally you get a little more interior presence, both offensively and defensively. But no question, he's a big-time shot maker. And when he gets hot, you can't turn him off. He'll make really tough contested shots.
And him, in addition to Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic, it only makes him more effective. Because tonight is when you're playing with guys on the floor that are non-shooters. Normally, he has a little bit more space. He can cut to the rim, uses that size, 6'10". So he can get to the rim, use that size to finish over people. And that 3-point shot, once he gets going, he's a streaky shooter. Once he gets going, it's really hard to stop.
All right, let's get to Jimmy Butler, who tried to will the Warriors back into this game. He had a spirited effort with 23 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. But unlike Jimmy, he went 6 of 10 from the free throw line, something we'll touch on a little bit later, as the Warriors did not shoot their free throws well tonight, 15 to 27, just 55.5%. But Jimmy Butler got a little more offensive tonight, Fezzi fell, and he said the other night, he knows when to score, and that time is coming.
What you saw tonight was playoff Jimmy. Playoff Jimmy was out there on attack the whole way through. Defensively, offensively, he was getting to the paint. And this is against a bigger lineup in the Denver Nuggets. And Jimmy Butler was out there showing you what he can do in the paint. He was physical, trying to get the Warriors and will them back into the game tonight. And I thought that Jimmy Butler did a great job playing the game. But by the time he started to make this run, it was just too little too late. The Warriors were so off rhythm, they could never really get back into the flow.
Yeah, just so fundamentally sound. You see all those clips. Jimmy Butler catches the ball facing the basket. His first dribble is a power move to the rim. He sheds people up because of his strength, either to finish or get to the free throw line. And ultimately, Bonte, you mentioned it, the free throw is what cost him. So tonight they weren't free. They missed 12. They were 50 to 27. Yep. Jimmy Butler's normally 85% shooter. He missed a bunch of free throws. So that's what cost them. But again, you can see the impact that he's had because Jimmy Butler, this was a team that was 30th in free throw percentage before he got here and 27th in attempts. Now they're number 1 in free throw percentage, not tonight, and then 4th at getting to the line. So that's a huge turnaround.
And it felt like Denver lived with that because the Warriors were limited to 24 assists. We know the Warriors love to get to 30, 32 assists. There was a lot of isolation play by the Warriors tonight, especially in that second half.
Well, you always talk about matchups when you get to the playoffs, right? So they have Gordon, they've got Porter Jr., they've got Najee, some big athletic bodies. I think Denver feels confident they would guard Jimmy Butler one-on-one, try not to foul him, and then try and take the three-point shot out of the game, which they did a good job tonight. Now, the Warriors missed a lot of open threes, but they outshot the Warriors for 14 makes to 7 makes. That's a huge advantage.
I mean, you put a big guy on Jimmy Butler, yes, but every time he drove to the lane, this is in the Nuggets, they're really long, really athletic. They really try to get out in transition. The way you do that is by getting steals. So every time you would drive, you see them, their hands are there. They're reaching, they're in the passing lanes. These are all the things that they were doing to disrupt the offense for the Warriors. Jimmy could really never get going in the first half. Second half, got going, got some block shots, got some defensive stops. Steve Kerr went to that defensive lineup with Jimmy, Draymond, GP2, Moses Moody. That's what really got the Warriors back into the game. But by that point, the Denver Nuggets just had the momentum and the physicality. They overwhelmed the Warriors.
And Bonte, he made a good point. The Warriors, 24 assists. They did shoot 48% from the field, so it wasn't just a bad shooting night. Now, they didn't make the 3, which is a lot of those kick-out assists or three-point shots. They only shot, 8 of 24?
24%.
Yeah, so
8 of 33 from the three-point line.
So, the 3-ball wasn't going. But for a team to shoot 48%, I thought the Denver Nuggets defensively took the ball movement, body movement out, and kind of lived with some isolation play. And in turn, not only did the assists go down, the rhythm and flow was not there for the Warriors offensively.
Specifically for Stephen Curry, who had a rough night from the floor. And we'll see if he plays tomorrow on the back end of a back-to-back as the Warriors dropped to 7-5 on the first leg of a back-to-back this season. Stephen Curry got 20 points, but 6 of 21, 4 of 14. But we're looking at that turnover number. 7 turnovers from the chef. Just not his night.
Yeah, I think physical. I thought a good attention to detail. Look, Russell Westbrook has played against Steph his entire career. Michael Malone, the head coach of the Denver Nuggets, coached Steph Curry, so the strategy is in place. It's a lot easier said than done, but trying to get Steph off the three-point line, make him a volume shooter. So I did I did a good job of that. But I think the fact that they could guard Jimmy Butler for the most part one-on-one and not get into scramble situations took really the ball movement, body movement, and the assist numbers down for the Warriors.
I mean, there's so many possessions tonight that I know Steph and the Warriors wish they can get back. There's so many times where the Warriors are trying to hit a home run, right? You try to kick it up, and they pass it right to the defenders. Mm-hmm. Those possessions cost you. Steve Kerr has talked so much about appropriate fear. And when you have a team like this, yes, you don't fear them, like Mully says, but you have to have the ability to focus on those possessions because one possession can throw your whole scheme off. And for Steph, he never could get into the rhythm. So the shots he was getting were shots off the dribble, and a lot of success for him this season, especially since Jimmy Butler has come, has been in the flow of the offense for the Warriors.
We talked pregame and this morning about how to defend Nikola Jokic, and we were saying all of us agreed to make him a scorer, trying to keep his assists down. It's kind of what Denver did to the Warriors as a team tonight. Not so much worried about where the points are coming from, but don't let him get that ball moving. Don't let him get their rhythm and flow. And by with the ability to guard one-on-one, I thought they did a really good job defensively, and they stole a win here.
What's this loss mean for the Warriors? 7-game losing streak snapped. You play a shorthanded Denver team. You've lost 9 consecutive regular season games against them. Is this going to have any weight? It's going to hold any weight moving forward?
It's like smelling salts. You gotta wake up and understand that you got to take each possession. You got to take every possession. Every game is serious. At this point, you're trying to climb up the standings, and that's what this game signifies for them.
To me, they've played such great basketball since Jimmy Butler has gotten here.
Yep.
The last 4 or 5 games, the turnover has started to creep back into this team. So I think that's something to address. I think all the other things will take care of themselves. But I do think that the turnover thing, which has haunted the Warriors in the past, this year they've been much better. Right. But the last 4 or 5 games has creeped back into their game.
No doubt about that, averaging over 18 turnovers per game over their last 6. All right, so the Warriors dropped to 14-2 when Jimmy Butler is in uniform. We'll hear from Steve Kerr on the other side. Their Warriors get out-rebounded, out-assisted, and look at the turnovers, just nasty. 20 turnovers by the Dubs, and then you see that bottom line right there. The Warriors missed 12 free throws. They've been the great best free throw shooting team since Jimmy Butler has been traded over from Miami Heat. What will Steve Kerr have to say about this one? Well, let's hear from the coach, presented by BMW.
20 turnovers tonight, including some pretty bad ones down the stretch. I mean, is that what you pinpoint most?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to win an NBA game when you throw the ball to the other team 10 times, and that's what we were facing tonight. And they played a great game. The minute we heard all those guys were out, it's like, all right, guys, here we go. You know, we've seen this a million times. This is how it works in the NBA. The other teams. Guys are going to go nuts. They can't wait to play. There's no pressure. And so we've seen it a lot. And, we didn't respond right away. We played poorly out of the gate and never found rhythm. And they played great. The right team won. We didn't deserve that. We were awful.
You were particularly agitated in a first quarter huddle. I mean, was it about just the energy you guys didn't bring, or do you remember that?
Yeah, just overall execution. Body language was bad. These are always tough nights. Like I said, you go into a game and the other team's best players are out, and it's like there's like this natural letdown. Even though you raise it and you bring it up, you talk about it, but we got what we deserved for sure.
Did you think Steph was all limited? Another tough shooting night, 7 turnovers.
He's tired.
Yeah, and maybe
Steph's been carrying us for a month. He's been amazing. He's tired, so we got to get him. We got to get him some rest. I just you can see it. He doesn't have his energy right now.
Potentially rest him tomorrow.
Potentially, and I don't know what I got to talk to Rick, but he's exhausted right now. So we've got to absolutely consider giving him a night and getting him rejuvenated for the sake of him and our the remainder of our games. But we'll see. But I think he's been tired the last few games, and so we've got to find a way to get him his juice back.
Ahead of the game, I asked about, what you were expecting as a whole from the team. Ahead of the game, I asked, what you were expecting as a whole from the team. You kind of spoke about just a few minutes ago how often you felt like you guys played. Did you see that sense of urgency after you gave them that?
No sense of urgency. There was no good energy, no good body language. Feeling sorry for ourselves early. It was a tough night.
And you mentioned Steph's fatigue. Do you think his back had anything to do with?
No.
What did you think you got from Kuminga? Definitely that was maybe one guy who had some energy out there.
Yeah, he did a great job second half. Responded. I thought first half was tough, but, his defense forced a couple turnovers there on Westbrook, attacked the rim. J.K. did a nice job.
At one point in the fourth, I think you guys made a little bit of a run with the lineup of Jimmy, Moses, Gary, Kuminga, and Draymond. Pretty athletic lineup. What did you make of that five, and how sustainable could that group be generally?
Yeah. I mean, I'll look at the tape and, I don't know. I'll look at the tape and figure that out.
All right, we're always tracking for success, courtesy of our great friends at MyFitnessPal. Well, both teams had a great record, a sparkling record after leading after one. Well, Denver improves to 31-4 and win leading after the first quarter. And total team effort on defense, well, the Nuggets still got 25 fast break points. Top team in the league. They average 20 fast break points per game. They go above that average, 36% from the three-point line and 47 from the floor. And Malik, watch out for Westbrook. Fezzi fell. Westbrook was special. A triple-double, 12, 11, and 16 for the future Hall of Famer.
Well, the Warriors didn't help themselves, right? 20 turnovers. What does that do? It takes away offensive possessions from the Warriors. It throws them out of sync because it seemed like everything was a grind-out possession. You could call this a trap game or whatever it is. They lost two of their best players, in Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. So the Warriors taking care of the ball tonight was really important. They got the offense rolling for the Denver Nuggets by giving them extra possessions, and they got going. You got Michael Porter Jr., you got Aaron Gordon. These guys are very capable players. They went to the finals a couple years ago, so they're seasoned veterans in the game right now. So the Warriors can take this game. You got another game tomorrow to bounce back from, but you got to take this game, and the thing you can take away from it is you got to focus. Take care of the ball. You got to rebound. Those little things in the possession can throw your game out.
Yeah, when you're playing a short-handed team, the last thing you want to do is give them confidence and give them extra possessions. So those turnovers gave the Denver Nuggets 27 points. Now they get some confidence, and now players start knocking down threes. They knocked 14 threes down, and they get to the free throw line, and they knock 14 free throws down. So all of a sudden, those 27 points that you kind of gifted them come back to haunt you.
All right, let's discuss Jonathan Kuminga's night. His third game back after missing 31 due to the right ankle sprain. First half was atrocious, just like the rest of the team. The Warriors were down 12 at the half, but J.K. turned it up in the second half. He went ISO, and he was getting to the bucket. He'll want to work on that free throw shooting. 5 of 8 from the free throw line tonight. The 13 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists from J.K. What did you see from him tonight?
Yeah,
Willie?
I thought third quarter he was fantastic, going one-on-one here several times, making nice one-on-one moves.